The Crooked Anchor and the Scene Stealer. Another fine and foggy day settled over the crooked little hill that held the Crooked Anchor, and things began just as sideways as usual. Clifford and Warren had set out before dawn, Clifford brandishing a colander like a helmet and a picnic basket marked foraged fare. They were headed for the moors in search of what Clifford called wild Devon delicacies. What they would actually find remained to be seen. Back at the pub, David was polishing glasses and daydreaming about installing a jukebox that only played motivational speeches when a van screeched to a halt outside. A swarm of people poured out, grips, runners, a woman holding 2 falcons, and a director in a scarf too long for any normal human neck. "We're filming a scene," the director announced, storming in. "It's a gritty detective drama set in a rural nightmare. This pub, it's perfect." David, always excited by any disruption that might lead to free snacks or fame, nodded enthusiastically. "Of course. Make yourselves at home." Brian clapped his hands. "About time this place gets recognized. I've always said I had the face for background work." Pete, as usual, was planted firmly in his corner booth, nursing the eternal pint and staring out the window. He didn't look up when a crew member approached him. "Excuse me, sir. We're going to film a scene here. Would you mind?" "No," Pete said. The crew looked at each other, then at the director, who shrugged. "We roll with it. Keep the man. Adds mystery." And so the scene began. 2 actors in long coats slid into the booth opposite Pete, whispering about betrayal and damp footprints. Pete didn't blink. He sipped his pint with ghostly rhythm, oblivious, or perhaps too aware, to the entire production swirling around him. Then came Gunther, the oversized Great Dane, temporarily in Brian's care, though no one could remember who had given him the dog in the first place, had been resting quietly under the darts board. That is, until one of the actors said the word murder. Gunther leapt onto the table like a mythic beast summoned by plot points, barking wildly, knocking over prop drinks and scattering scripts. One of the actors screamed. The other tried to stay in character and monologue through it, but Gunther licked their face with all the subtlety of a freight train. Brian stood up proudly. "That's it, Gunther. Get your screen time." David frantically tried to wrangle the dog with a bar mat and a sense of apology. At that precise moment, Clifford and Warren returned from the moors. Clifford's hat was gone, his boots were muddy, and his basket contained exactly 1 small confused budgie. "We bring bounty," Clifford declared, holding the bird aloft. "That's a budgie, Clifford," David said, still grappling with Gunther. "From someone's cage, probably in a bungalow." Clifford frowned. "Then it has domestic flair." Warren looked windburned and mildly traumatized. "We tried to catch a goose." Clifford said to reason with it. "Geese are unreasonable creatures," Brian muttered, stroking Gunther like a villainous count. Meanwhile, beneath the floorboards, Raymond had been watching everything through a vent. At some point during the chaos, he had surfaced unnoticed, snuck around the back of the bar, and made off with one of the expensive film cameras. Later, the director would mention that a shadowy, bearded man had mumbled something about artistic license before vanishing into the floor. Down below, Raymond was now recording a surreal cooking tutorial with Maurice the rat and a flickering camping lamp. David finally got Gunther off the table with the promise of leftover sausages and turned to the camera crew. "So, do you need to reshoot the scene?" The director, sipping a real pint and admiring the footage on a cracked monitor, grinned. "Absolutely not. It's brilliant. Real, raw, and that dog, he's a star." Just another cinematic, chaotic day at the Crooked Anchor, where every pint has a plot twist, and the regulars never move for anyone, even if the cameras are rolling.